Can we just have a moment? I look like a talk show host. Join me next time on Paula's YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying out some new products that we have over here. And I just thought I would set up this whole setting differently. I just feel like I want to try some new products. I'm going to be using some old, some new. Let's get started. I first want to just cleanse my face a little bit. So this is a new product that I'm going to be using. This is the Kiehl's Calendula and this is basically what I showed you guys in my unboxing recently. It smells really nice, like flower. To moisturize my face, I'm going to go in with the serum infused water cream, and this has the flower extract in it, which is really cool. This just smells so good. Ooh, the formula reminds me a bit of Glam Glow's water boost one as well. It's got a very similar formula. I feel like that's a good base to work with. My good, glowy, healthy feeling skin. So for my primer, I'm going to go in with the Rose Glow Hydrating Primer. And I spoke about this in my Revlon video. So I have used this product. Try it again. I don't like this nozzle thing. Yeah, this thing is a bit annoying, to be honest. So I just pour it out in my hand. So for my foundation, I'm going in with my Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade Cashew. And then I'm going to go in with my Beauty by Zar sponge, my favorite sponge. And I'm just going to buff that in. Okay, so for the first question someone asked me, or what would you recommend, tips for someone who lacks confidence? Tips that I would give you, it depends on in what area you lack confidence, because generally speaking, oh my word, my lips are literally gone. Generally speaking, I can't really give you a tip on something that I haven't experienced, for example, I'll just speak from my own experience, in terms of how I am around people and constantly thinking what people think of me and that kind of a thing. And then also in terms of body confidence and that kind of a thing. So what I've learned, there isn't another person like you in this entire world. You have one body. You were gifted that by God. You need to work it. Who cares if you have cellulite, or you have funny knees, or skewed teeth? Who cares? If you are confident in yourself, I guarantee you that the world will accept you for who you are, because they don't really have much of a choice. You know what I mean? That's what I have come to realize, is that there isn't anyone in this world like me. I can't be replaced, Yeah, I just have to work it. I have to work with what I've got. In terms of self-esteem, I would say that you need to practice positive self-talk. That is something that I have come to learn as well over the years. By the way, using the Candid concealer from Revlon, and this is the shade 050. So positive self-talk is very, very important. I'll give you a perfect example. So when Lorenzo and I just got married, and then I started picking up weight and whatever, I had a very negative way of speaking about myself. I would, if you ask him now, what I used to say was always oh, you fat pig. Literally tell myself that, but out loud. I would just call myself a fat pig without realizing how it was actually affecting me. I have never really been chubby or anything like that, but just because I wasn't used to this new body of mine and the way my body was changing, I started calling myself these disgusting things. And then Lorenzo actually spoke to me and he was you need to stop that, because you actually putting these ugly words out there, and that's your self-talk, saying to yourself like, and that's what you're going to believe, and that's what's going to happen. Whereas if you talk positively to yourself, like you guys, your mouth is so powerful, like your tongue is such a powerful thing, it will manifest. So that's something that I would suggest, like trying to change, is your self-talk and the way that you see yourself. Oh, by the way, I just like bronzed up my face a little bit using the Revlon concealer, the darkest one. It's in 075. But like other than that, I can't really give you like these are my tips kind of a thing, because I'm still trying to figure this out myself. So how can I help you if I'm still trying to help myself, you know? Someone asked for tips for someone who's never really fully embraced curly hair, but now they want to. My tip would be get rid of all of your dead ends. So that way that you completely cut out and eliminate that whole situation where it's like, my hair's not curling and da 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 da. So I would say trim your hair, get rid of all the dead ends. If you want to do the big chop kind of a thing, by all means. And I would also say invest in good product. So often I get women who say like, oh my word, I have the same kind of hair as you, but my hair's not curling like yours. One of the reasons might be is that your product is the one that's sort of like cutting that off, you know. So that is a tip that I would give you. By the way, I'm just setting this under eye area quickly. And I'm using that Candid powder. Yeah, that's what I would suggest, is that you actually use or invest in really good product, and that way it can help your hair. And also careful of the ingredients in the product, because that might also be harming your hair. It might even be the amount that you're putting on your hair. The person that you go to cut your hair or to shape it, I would suggest going to someone who knows how to work with curly hair. This isn't an advert or anything like that, but I mean, just thinking about who I go to cut my hair, like at Blue Lemon, like they 100% know what they are doing with my hair. They have curly hair clients, always pushing the salon, because I know like what they've done to my hair, and I know how well they've like, or how much they've helped me just in terms of like shaping and keeping like a healthy head of hair. So go to someone who knows how to work with curly hair, you know. I got this blush from Wet n Wild. It's called the Baked Blush, and it's in the shade Don't Flutter Yourself. It's got like this cute little like a hummingbird on it. Ooh, no. Okay, so this is like way too icy pinky on me, so that's a big no from me. Maybe it will work on lighter skin tones, but for myself, like this is a big no. So someone asked, what is the best lesson that life has taught you? I wouldn't say life, I would say things I've learned from people, like influential people in my life. The one is from my dad. My dad is a big believer in his 2 circles, the moral of 2 circles in life. So his way of explaining it is that you have 2 circles, a smaller one inside a bigger one. So the smaller one is basically things that you can control in your life, and the bigger one is those things in life that you can't really control. Like you can't control the weather, whereas you can control your budget, your expenses kind of a thing. He always says to me, like, if I'm freaking out about something, and he always says to me, babes, 2 circles. And that just basically reminds me, like, can I control the situation? If it's a no, then I kind of like have to just tell myself like to move on. Whereas maybe the answer might be, he'll be like, can you control it? And I'm like, yes. Then I do something about it. That's like a big lesson that I learned from my dad growing up, especially now like that I'm an adult and things like that. It's like, that's definitely something that sticks with me. It sticks with my brothers. It sticks with basically everybody that my dad is able to influence in some sort of way with his wisdom, and it's always with me. Just a quick one. I'm going to go in with this new product. I've actually never used this. This is the Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade number 4. I say new because it's new to me. and they came out with a cool grey shade. But yeah, I've never used this product, believe it or not, so that's why I say new. So the packaging is really cute. It comes in like this pencil kind of a situation. So another lesson that I've learned in life would be to just be humble, especially like in the industry that I'm in. People becoming like well known and getting recognized when you like out in public, it can really get to people's heads. And I was always just taught not to really like let any of those things get to your head. Like I grew up, even though my parents were able to provide us with like a really, really good upbringing, solid upbringing with like lots of privileges and things like that. But I was taught to always appreciate everything that you get, to not be ungrateful, to know the value of things. I know a lot of people who maybe just are able to get things like that. Sometimes you don't really appreciate that specific thing as much as someone who worked for it. But yeah, I grew up to be very appreciative and to be grateful for everything that you have in this life, because it can be ripped away from you very quickly. And especially like in this industry, like you have to like not let this stuff get to your head. I mean, like these products, or the fact that brands are working with me and people like coming up to me for selfies or whatever, I love it, but I don't let it get to my head, because at the end of the day, I'm exactly like you. I'm a normal person, very normal personality, very normal lifestyle. Can I also just say, this product is, it's great. This highlight that I'm going to use is the one from Juvia's Place. And although I used it in a Instagram video, I didn't really use it again on my channel yet. So that's what I'm going to do today. So it's not new. It's new to my channel, if you want to put it that way. In your opinion, do you think anyone can become an influencer? Yes and no, because I feel like it will fall flat if you don't have a passion for blogging, for YouTubing, for creating content. If you don't have an eye for it, I feel like it will fall flat eventually. Many of us started this good couple of years ago, and we started it because of passion, because of a really, really strong interest for something, like maybe makeup, hair, travel, food, whatever it may be. And I feel like if you don't have a passion for that, it will fall flat eventually, or people will see right through you if you're an influencer who constantly just talks about ads, who constantly just wants to like get brands on board and whatever. Like, just quickly, I received these two Chanel eyeshadow quads, and I think I'm going to go in with the like neutral one. They're actually both so stunning. So I'm going to do a mixture of these two actually. Okay, so this is basically what they are. It's like a taupey one, and then this one's more of like warm shades. So I'm going to do a mixture of the two. But before I do that, I am going to use the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. I saw a quote recently that said, nowadays everyone is a photographer, everyone is a fashion designer, everyone wants to be doing this, doing that. Then the next line was like, let them be. Like, yes, everyone is a photographer, da 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 da, on social media, and it's because of a platform like Instagram, for example, a platform like YouTube, a platform like Facebook, because before then we didn't have that to express ourselves, to sort of like realize that we have these untapped talents. So for example, I know somebody who has realized that she's really good at photography. When people make comments like, oh, now everyone's going to become a photographer or whatever, everyone's going to be doing this, doing that, she might have realized that she has an untapped talent and she's really good at it. Everyone starts somewhere, and I feel like there is enough space in this world. There's no competition. There's literally there's enough to go around for everybody. I feel like people need to stop having this mentality that things are competition. Yeah, like you need to fight for something, or you need to almost like create enemies in this world so that you can get further in life. That is not going to work. So I'm just going to go in with this like light pinky shade and go into my crease. Purple lavender kind of a shade. Not the look I was going to go for today, but okay. I've never tried any Chanel makeup, so I thought it would be nice to just give it a go. It's actually really pretty. Next I'm going to go in with the purpley shade that's on the side. So someone asked me how I balance having a day job and then also like doing YouTube and things like that. My day job is sort of like morning to very early afternoon, which means that I get time to do these kinds of things afterwards. And then that's how I create my content, work with brands and things like that. So I have like a completely different morning to afternoon during the day, like during the week. Sometimes I do have to go on trips and things like that, and then I'll just take off work because I am able to, I have an agreement with my employer. That's how I am able to balance all of these things, because I end work at like 1 o'clock every day. I'm going to go into this blurry gray, that's the palette. So I'm going to go into this matte gray shade over here. And I'm just going to pop this on the outer corner. Create sort of like a little smoky eye over here. And then blend it out. The next question is, how are you doing? Are you coping? Are you good? This is something that I actually answered on my Instagram. I thought I would elaborate a little bit on this because not that many people sort of understood my response. A lot of people DM me and also said like they're really sorry for the way that I was feeling. Just before I carry on speaking, I'm just going to let you guys know that I'm using this purple shade from the Born to Run palette from Urban Decay. It's like purple, proper purple. And my answer to the question was like, I'm coping kind of a thing. Yeah, the past month or so hasn't been the greatest for me. Actually more than a month. I haven't really been myself. Very anxious. Extremely anxious. I've been struggling a lot with anxiety. Or I should actually say I've struggled a lot with anxiety in the past couple of months. And the reason for that is because we've had a lot of things happening around the place where we live. Sometimes especially when it was holiday and things, like Lorenzo would go to work and then I was basically just like, yeah. I became very lonely. I became very anxious. It was not a good time for me. Like I was very emotional. I would cry for everything. I just genuinely didn't enjoy being at home, and I was constantly like going to my mom, constantly out, because I just didn't want to be here alone at home, because certain situations were happening or incidents were happening around the place where I live. It was getting a bit much for me, and yeah, the anxiety was just getting a bit much. I haven't really spoken that much about anxiety on my channels or on anything actually, but it is something that I do struggle with like really badly. I know a lot of people, especially social media, it's like we don't really talk about these things. I will tell you straight up, I do struggle with it. There are times where I don't leave the house. Obviously if I go to work, then I have to go to work, but sometimes I wouldn't. Like I would try and prep myself to go somewhere, but it's like I can't pluck up the courage. My birthday, which was the 3rd of July, I had one of the biggest anxiety attacks that I've ever had in my whole life. Yeah. I don't really want to speak about that incident itself. I don't want to focus on that. But yeah, the question, how are you, are you coping? I'm in a much better space right now than I was last month, the month before. So yeah, things have gotten a little bit easier for me as well. I don't have anything else to say except that I am much better. I'm happier. I'm more content. less anxious. That's what I have to say for now. Okay, so the next product that I'm going to be trying is the Chanel waterproof eyeliner. Chanel packaging, guys. And I'm basically just going to like put a tight line. And then I'm also going to go in with the ooh, this packaging. Oh my word, this feels so nice. So this is the Chanel Extreme Volume Mascara. And I'm just going to put this on my bottom lashes. I'm going to go in with the NYX brown lip liner and just line my lips. And then for my actual lipstick, I'm using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi, inspired by Desi. And then I'm just going to spritz my face. So there you have it, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.